Broadcasting worldwide. Mas pinabago. TV na, radyo pa. Brings you the latest news update.
Police identified but refused to divulge.
Ipinatupad ng MECQ sa Mega Manila.
Mga siksik na balita.
Department of Environment and Natural Resources.
Na malaki ang may tutulong para sa pagbibigay ng ayuda sa mga
Sa loob at labas ng bansa. Delivering nothing but the truth. 24 oras. News with no bias. News with no exception. This is the new 98.4 Love FM. Teleradio. News Update. News Update. Every Monday to Saturday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Europe Time. Simulcast live at www.984lovefm.weebly.com. 98.4 Love FM. Teleradio. News Update. Broadcasting worldwide. Today, it's a music. Bridging OFW around the globe. Through music, news, at entertainment na dala. Ito ang Bagong Tunog. Bagong Tunog. TV na, radyo pa. Live streaming and digital HD. Mas pinabago, mas pinalawak, mas kaabang-abang, mas siksik sa balita, mas lalong mamahalin nyo. Ito na ang pinakabago mong 98.4 Love FM Teleradio. Teleradio. Ang tahanan ng mga OFW. Radyo na. TV pa. 98.4 Love FM Teleradio. Solid ka dito.
Good morning, Philippines, and hello, world. Welcome to Lifestyle and Living, Episode 2 in Personality Development. I'm your host, Reg Rodriguez. Thank you for joining us. Today, as we talk about the psychology of life, and to make sure we're helping you as best as we can on this topic about setting goal, a step-by-step process. Kindly prepare note and pens to jot down some important matters. And we have a chat box to source out your questions. So, without further ado, let me introduce to you our guest. Okay, he's a corporate business clinical psychologist, certified NLP practitioner. He is a certified hypnotherapist, CEO, CMO, COO of VIP Financial Consultant Incorporation in US, featured keynote speaker and trainer in the USA, Canada, Europe, Latin America, Asia, and Australia. He is a PhD doctorate in psychology from California, USA, graduated summa cum laude. Master's degree Business Marketing Communication from California, Berkeley, graduated summa cum laude. Bachelor's degree Business Administration Management from Florida, and he also graduated summa cum laude. Master Award winning chef trained at the famed Culinary Institute of America, Hyde Park, New York. Master Black Belt Six Sigma and fourth degree Black Belt in martial arts. Okay, but before we introduce our special guest for today, let's watch this video. Yes, and yes, good morning again. And I would like you to meet, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Warren Christopher PIQUE.
Thank you.
Hi,
Thank you.
Dr.
Good
Warren.
morning.
Good
Good
morning.
afternoon. Good evening. Good day everywhere around the world. Thank you for joining us here again today. Thank you, Reg. Thank you, DJ Len. It's wonderful to be here again today. Now, really quickly, before we get started, I would like to show you a real quick video. So DJ Len has that queued up. Let's watch it together. It helps start everybody's day. Okay?
Instead of jumping out of bed and rushing right into the stress of what you need to do, breathe. Take a moment to eliminate the stress and realign your mind, body, and brain with the joy that does live inside you. You get to choose if your day is going to be like every other day or if it's going to be a great day. And you decide first thing in the morning by giving yourself that time to realign your brain to positivity, to redirect your mind to what is good in your life. What is good in your life right now? Take a moment to think about it.
Start your day with intention. Today, I will be present. Today, I will be kind. Today, I will be the example I expect of others. Today, I will give my all in every moment.
It's all about intention. When you direct your focus to the good, you will see more good. If your focus is directed to the stress and struggle, you will see more stress and struggle.
If you want to be really happy, give thanks. That's the secret. Happy people are grateful people. So spend time in gratitude. Spend time in intention and expectation for what a great day today is going to be. Feed your mind with something positive. Read or listen to something uplifting. Something that will grow your mind or spirit.
You attract your intentions. You attract your beliefs. You attract what you feel. So get up and feel good. When you direct your focus to the good, you will see more good. If your focus is directed to the stress and struggle, you will see more stress and struggle. That is your only job. Get up and get yourself feeling amazing. Ask yourself, how can I feel great today? How can I grow today? How can I make others feel great today? Open your eyes to the magic around you. I guarantee you, you have been missing out on miracles because you have been lost in the stress and noise inside your head. Get out of your head and get into the magic of life.
Today is a new day, a fresh, clean canvas. You can paint whatever you want on that canvas, no matter what happens. You are the artist. Add some color, some joy, some life to your canvas. Leave nothing off that canvas.
As soon as you get up in the morning, ask yourself, what's really important today? Is it important that I rush around stressed at everything I have to get done? Or can I just enjoy this moment? Can I set the tone for the rest of my day? You decide what kind of day you will have, not what happens, but how you will respond to everything that happens. You can respond positively to any situation. Will you respond with presence? Will you see the good? Will you find a way around the obstacles? Will you write your own story, or will life write it for you?
Yes. All right.
Sorry about all the delays.
Tell,
I
tell us about
yeah.
topic for today.
Well, I know it's difficult for most people to think, oh, wow, that sounds great. I wake up, open my eyes, and think I'm going to have a wonderful, positive day. It seems so surreal. It doesn't seem like it's a real thing that people can do. And we actually react to that type of a video to say, okay, I'll try being positive. And if I were to answer that, if I ever heard somebody say that, I said, well, what are your real choices? You're either going to wake up feeling great and approach life, and live it to its fullest, or you're going to get up and think, oh, God, another day, have to go to work. I'll net 10 pesos today. I have to pay all my bills. If you live like that, you're going to find out your life is even going to become shorter. Okay, you only have one life to live, and everybody. The little statement I said last episode, where today is the first day of the rest of your life. You're going to continue living the way you've been living, and if you feel like your life is that miserable or that negative or that then you're just defeating why you're here. If you're religious, and I am, and as I exposed last week, I'm also a pastor. I believe everybody was put here by God for purpose. You're not just born and you live, you survive, you die. The world has so much to offer, whether it's being able to see different places, experience different cultures and food, etc., or just to live it. Whatever business or career that you're working in right now. If it's a negative atmosphere or a toxic atmosphere that you're in, You have free will. God gave that as our gift. You have a choice. You either stay in a toxic situation or you get out. Now, don't get out too quickly. Obviously, economically, you need to find something else before you jump to another place. Otherwise, you're going to be in limbo for a while and you don't have any kind of income. We have to deal with reality too. So the choice is for you to think about how you are going to approach today. Nothing you can do about the past. You can plan for the future, but what are you going to do today? I'm going to tell you something. People don't really believe in those type of motivational videos or stuff, and they say, "Oh, that's all lie. That seems so nice and so fluffy and everything," but that's not really me, and I don't think it'll work for me. If something that you have never tried before, okay, and you already formed an opinion that it does not work, how do you really know until you try? What is it really going to hurt if you try to wake up with a positive outlook on life? Okay, I want you, if you've never been that way, you might want to try this now. I have to warn you, because if you try this technique, there's no going back. If you go out, get up, take a shower, you feel positive, okay, and you say, okay, I remember the video, I remember Dr. Warren saying this. I want you to smile all day. I want you to look at everything in a positive, good way. So if you have a negative relationship, you get to work and there's a pile of files you need to take care of.
Yes,
And
by
you're
the way,
like, oh,
doctor,
that's so
yes, sometimes,
that's all I have to do? Go ahead.
yeah, doctor, uh, sometimes, when we talk to people, sometimes we are telling them that we have to be positive in some ways, um, um, it's easy for us to say that, for them to think positively, but what do you think that really means?
Well, what it means is what I was trying to get to is that in order for you to have a positive mindset and really experience to see what a positive mindset feels like. And it's an emotional feeling. It's a feeling that you will actually experience when you do what I'm asking you to do. This is the experiment, but as I said, this is warranted, because once you do it, there's no going back. Because people will set up new expectations, like they're looking at you. It's like, Reg was so negative before. She's coming to work and now she's smiling. She looks like she's 10 feet tall. She's beautiful. She looks positive and confident. But normally we see her shoulder slump, really sad, looks angry, doesn't want anybody to talk to her. But now, what is it about Reg today? And this is what I mean, folks. If you're that type of person that everybody sees as negative, droopy shoulders, hate to come to work, but you do your work, you keep your job, you got to keep food and the bills paid and everything else like that, and you just status quo. You're part of the majority that just gets through the day, okay? But all of a sudden, you decided, I want a positive mental mindset and live a better life. So I'm going to give you the immediate thing that you need to do. Walk tall, smile, positive. Like I said, if you get a pile of work that's sitting on your desk, it's like, wow, that's a lot of work. I hate it. I'm lit. Look at it and say, you know what? I can get this done today. I am that good. You work on this. Matter of fact, give me more. I want as much as you can give me. I know I'm intelligent to handle it. All this positive reaction, people, you may not feel it because you're trying to force it. You're trying to be positive. But watch the miracle. The miracle is what happens around you. You'll have your coworkers, your friends, your family saying, what in the world happened to Reg? She's a whole different person. Did she meet somebody new? Now she's really happy, or did she change her wardrobe? She's doing so much. She looks wonderful. And there it is, folks. There is how you're showing positive. You're showing positivity. People are going to like it. They're going to love it. They're going to get attracted to it. Although you're going to have people that are going to be envious and insecure about, hey, Reg was this, now she's this, now everybody likes her. They don't like me. That's not your problem. Your problem is not a problem anymore. You are this different person, more positive, and you're going to go through life feeling so good.
Yeah.
So you have a choice. Feel bad, stay feeling bad, feeling negative, or do what the minority do and not what the majority do. Here's what I mean. Only 1 or 2% of the world is successful and rich and wealthy. Okay? The majority of everybody is just get by every day, just go through the hassle and stuff like that. Some are okay, some are happy, most are not so happy. Okay, but if you act like the minority, the 1 or 2% that are rich, that are successful, they're wealthy, they're happy, they're satisfied, you take on that attitude, guess what? Your pockets will start filling up like you are wealthy and rich and everything else like that. It just happens. It's like a miracle, and you will not believe. By changing your mindset and approaching life in a more positive way, it's like a magnet. The whole universe, and you've always heard and read, law of attraction. Well, it's actually true. But the law of attraction says to imagine things, imagine your goals and stuff like that. But you also have to take action. The action is what I gave you. Smile, feel positive, look at everything in the good way instead of the negative way. Stay positive.
Yeah. Why is positive mindset really important?
Okay. Well, when you approach something and you need to do something, like a project or work, for instance, say you're on a team, a tug of war team. Okay, you have this rope and you're pulling. You're on a team and you got to pull. If you don't do your part and be positive that your team's going to win, what's going to happen? You're going to be the weak link, and you're going to lose. But if you're positive and you have that positive, the adrenaline rush in itself, physically, you'll gain more strength. When you approach school, education, in a positive manner, you're saying, I learn everything, I absorb everything, everything's interesting. In a negative way, you approach school like, I hate study, I don't want to study. Guess what happens? Check your exam. You don't score high enough. You don't get the high grade. Because why? You don't care. You have a negative attitude. A positive attitude tells yourself, like, I'm smart. I can learn this. I love learning this. This is going to help me in my life. Everything is positive helping you, and that's the difference. With the negative mindset, we'll feel it. You will have negative for the rest of your life. With a positive mindset, watch what happens. It's like miracles happen. People don't see it, they don't feel it, but watch what happens. It doesn't happen overnight. As a life coach, I kept people ask me all the time, why do I get a life coach? To help with my mindset and steps to achieving my goals. And that's why we're continuing this segment, to make sure you understand what a positive mindset is and the steps you need to take to achieve your goals. It's because people don't understand what a positive mindset means. What is a millionaire mindset? What is that? Okay? Yep. Everybody says it, you read it, you can buy books, you see it in writing, but what is it really? What it really is your emotions and how you feel about you, about yourself. Never mind everybody else. Like I said, if you walk into work, you were known as a negative black cloud floating around with you everywhere you work. Nobody wants to talk to you because everything you say is like you have daggers in your eyes, like, don't talk to me, don't mess with me, I'm just doing my work, I'm just trying to get by. But then all of a sudden, the cloud clears, the sunshine comes out, you're positive, then people are like, I want to go talk to Dr.WARREN. Man, when I get near him, I feel good. Because he's feeling good, I feel good too. Is that the kind of life you want, or do you want this? I have this I'm just getting by. When's my paycheck so I can pay my bills and buy more food? There's not a happy moment there in the thinking. You have to change your mindset in order to have it. Like we say, and everybody knows this, you only have one life to live. It's your choice.
Yeah.
Your choice. Which way do you want to live? You want to live positively or you want to live negatively? Now, it's not easy to happen overnight, and this is how I'm going to tell you how it works to keep the positive attitude you need. The key to it is practice. A world-class athlete is a perfect example. Did they, they're not all of a sudden they come walk into the office, I want to be, the world's best, I want to win the gold medal, and the coach looks at it and says, yep, you know what, you're going to have the gold medal, just go out and do it. Now, never mind practice, just hang out, when it's your turn, go up there and show them that you are gold medal material, and you're going to be winner, you'll be the champion of the world. Does that happen like that? No. He's going to look at you and say, okay, great, practice, and practice, and practice, and practice till you get it right. It's the same thing with life, folks. You need to practice having a positive mindset. You have to go out every single day and think positively. Anytime you introduce negativity back into your mind, okay, it's going to be something that you may get stuck on. But the more you practice positivity, and the more you practice your skill and your art or whatever you want to become an expert, all negative things won't have room in your subconscious mind. Okay? 70% of your subconscious mind, statistically, as a psychologist, is full of negativity. Only 30% of your brain has this positive outlook in mind. So how do you combat that? By practice. The more positive things you do, the more positive actions that you're taking to become good at what you want to be good at, the more that 30% will become 35%, 40%, 50%, 60%, until you make more negativity and you become an expert or really good at what you want to be. Okay?
Yeah.
Everybody thinks about money. Don't think about money. Think about making yourself who you want to be first. Go ahead.
Yeah. How does the positive mindset improve our mental health?
Okay. That's the experiment that I was talking about. And and Reg, I'm glad that you keep asking me these types of questions, because a lot of times people need to hear it over and over and over again. When you instill positivity into your life, people will notice. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't want all that kind of attention." Really? You really don't want that kind of attention, and yet, when you get that kind of attention, you really like it. You don't want to tell people you like it, but you really like it. Everybody likes to be told they're good looking. Everybody likes to be told that, wow, I like the way you dress. Everybody likes to be told, wow, you're really smart. Everybody likes to tell you, oh, you're funny. I like being around you. I haven't run into one person my entire life that said, you know what, I hate when people like me. I hate when people love me. I hate when people congratulate me or, give me awards. I had never heard that in my entire life. Now, if a person did approach me one day and said, you know what, Doc, all the positivity and all the awards and all this money, I hate it. Then I'm saying to him, we need to have sessions every hour on the hour for the rest of your life, because I don't know what's wrong with you. You really have a mental disorder. Okay, so folks, really, developing a positive mindset, it sounds hard, doesn't it? But it's not hard if you don't try. And if you don't try, you never know.
Yes.
So if you don't ask, you won't know. In business, I do this trick once in a while. I walk in, for example, here in SM, and they always attack me in the men's department. Sir, socks, belts, ties, wallet, whatever, sale, whatever, and they're trying to get me to buy. And then, I would play with them for a while. I said, okay, socks. Okay, how much is it? Oh, 100 pesos, so you get 3 pairs. I said, and so what's the sale? Oh, well, sorry, it's kind of a discount. It's normally 100, but you're going to get 3 pairs. I said, well, I'll tell you what, if I get 2 sets at 100, that's 200 pesos. Can you give me a 20% discount? Because I believe you had a sale last week, which I missed, and I'd like to get the 20% discount. Oh, no, that's over now. I said, well, if I had a manager, if I could get 20% discount right now, okay, I will buy this. can I speak to your manager? Oh, sir, I don't think you can. I said, well, it doesn't hurt for me to ask. Manager comes out, and this is actually a true story. I was just playing with him, but it was a true story. And the manager happened to be standing right there, and I knew she was standing there
Yeah.
and could overhear
So
the
how does
conversation.
yeah, Dr. Warren, yeah, how does the positivity affect our physical health?
Okay, look at it this way. When somebody is depressed or have negativity, they're going to either do one thing or the other as far as their physical health is concerned. One way, they're not going to eat. They stop eating, okay, because they're depressed. Okay. The other way is they overeat. And most times people overeat. They compensate, they want to feel full because they're not filled with what life has had to offer. So when they get depressed or they're negative, they go out and buy, instead of buying one taco, they buy 10 tacos. Okay, so it's just that type of way people are. They're either going to overeat or undereat, or they stop exercising. They regularly exercise every week, once or twice a week, and then they stop exercising. Okay, because something's troubling them, and they have some kind of a negative thing that's going on in their life, and they give up. They give up on themselves. So then you're going to find your health deteriorating, and you don't want that. And I know, even as not as a doctor, I would say to my friend, "Hey, what's going on with you? You're losing so much weight, and you're not exercising anymore, and I understand you're getting ready to quit your job. What's going on?" So there's a lot of negative things going on in a person's life. So it's vitally important to, once you develop this positive mental attitude and go through life, you're going to continue making sure that you stay 100%, physically, mentally, everything around you is going to stay good. Now, I'm not saying that in life, just because you're positive, you won't have negativity come at you. For instance, you're going around life, and then all of a sudden, your brother, your mother, your father passes away. They get sick. You're going to get depressed. You're going to sympathize. You're going to have this negativity coming. But then, if even in that, when you lose somebody, you're going to feel sad and you may take on some depression. But then, as I said, if you practice enough at looking at the positive things that happens in life, you can say, you know what, my mom, she was great. I love being around her. She's so smiling. She's so friendly. God is going to have the perfect angel. Look at the positive manner instead of the negative. Your mind will stay positive. If you see a tragedy or you see war on TV, it makes you sad. Sometimes people take it on personally and get angry at that. Then you say, oh my goodness, the conflict is really, really bad and it's really sad. And then you think positive, if there's any way that I can help out, I would do that. Contribute, send clothes, send food, or something like that tragic. Say, if you do something, your mind is the positive. Okay? Very good question. I get that a lot. Any more questions? I would like to attack them. Keep giving to them. I love it. Love it.
Yes, and but before we continue for our topic with regards to the mindset, positive mindset, let's do commercial first.
Okay.
Doña Juana Wings and Milk Tea.
And so we're back regarding our positive mindset. Yes, Dr. Warren. Yeah. What about, having a positive mindset? Um, how does it affect our relationship?
Okay. Yeah, that's a hot topic. Relationships these days are hit or miss. You either get into a good one or you get into a really bad one. You know, this is a really sad part about my therapy sessions is that there are so many broken hearts here in the Philippines and around the world. But the ones here in the Philippines, you guys are so passionate. Uh, when you lose somebody that you fell in love with and you find out that that person doesn't love you as much, and
Mhm.
it's very heartbroken. And you know, we, as I said, you only have one life to live, and then you're going to take chances and risks, just like in business. You're going to take chances of risk on finding somebody that um, you believe is perfect for you. You know, a really good partner. But the one thing you have to understand is this: when you find somebody that falls in love with you and will do everything and anything for love, and you're going to keep a very good positive attitude about them, and the relationship works for a long time. Then all of a sudden, one day,
Mhm.
is it your attitude, your character that change, and you have to evaluate that. You have to understand that did you change over the time that you've been together? Are you giving as much as you're taking, like you did from the beginning? Is your positive attitude, your mindset, and your love the same as it was in the beginning? And the same thing goes for your partner. Now, your partner has to take a look at it in the same way. It's got to be equal, 50-50 type of relationship in order for it to work. If one decides to stray, okay, that only means one thing. And that being, okay, the love is not as strong as it was before. There's no open communication like there was before. So everything has to be done. I do a lot of couples and marriage counseling too. And that's usually the reason. A lot of people think it's financial, okay, and it has some part of it. Some people think, oh, just that you lost feelings. You've been with a person 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and you just get tired and you want to move on. And so there are a lot of factors. Keeping a positive mental attitude is how you adapt to that tragic moment when you know your relationship is not working anymore. Because when you have a positive attitude and your partner has a positive attitude and you're working together, then everything's fine. But then if one partner is saying, no, I give up, it's done, I found somebody else, or whatever the case may be, okay, and they want to leave the relationship, you're going to be sad. There's no way that you can avoid being negative or feeling sad or depressed about that moment. However,
Mhm.
if you're confident in yourself and you've been carrying positive attitude for the most of your life, okay, you have to tell yourself no person, no man, no woman is going to control who I am. That way you can work through the grief that you just experienced in order to stay on track, to stay positive for the rest of your life. Is that easy? No, it's not easy. It's hard. It's very hard, especially if you have children and other circumstances that's affecting the relationship. A positive mental attitude, yes, can be held in your whole entire life. Like I mentioned before, there's no way that you avoid some kind of depression, some kind of trauma in your life. It's just going to happen. It's all about how you approach that situation in order to stay positive. Okay, and I put it this way: if you follow your positive mindset and you're successful and you're doing all the things that are great, and your partner's not there with you in support of you, maybe it's not a good relationship anyway. Okay? You need, you have your personal confidence. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Okay? Stop living in other people's expectations. If this person does not want to be part of your life anymore, that's their problem, not yours. Okay? And the same thing with you. If you look at your partner and he's not putting up like he used to put up as far as being supportive, being there for you all the time, guess what? You can tell him to get out of your life too. There's no reason why you should carry negative baggage with you for the rest of your life. Why live in half misery and half positivity? No, that doesn't work. You're going to fail. Get rid of toxic people. And I'm sorry to say, toxic people could be your wife, could be your husband, could be a partner, whoever it is. If they're tracking you down, forget it. You only have one life to live, folks. Live it to its fullest. God said, live abundantly. Live like you want to live. Grab everything that you can grab out of what this world has to offer. And if anybody, and I don't care if it's your husband, your partner, your brother, your sister, even your kids, if they're going to bring you down, no. Refuse to let that happen to you. As far as your kids are concerned, if you're raising them right and they see a positive mom or dad, guess what? They become positive mom or dad, and they will take the side of the positive mom or dad. Okay? That's just a natural occurrence because they're going to learn from you. Okay? And you take them out of the toxic situation with the bad husband or the bad wife or the bad partner or whatever. Take them out of that to keep them in the positive light of the rest of their life. You have to form their brain, their mind as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Warren, how can that being a positive, having a positive mindset also help our career?
Okay. I number one, okay, you chose the career that you want to be in. Okay, whatever the job or career that you're working, you chose it. Now, the positive mindset tells you this. Now, if you've been in it for a while and you're starting to dredge it a little bit and you're not looking at it, your positive mindset is not set up correctly. So you really have to take a look. And then, like I told you, use all the references you can to really start thinking about the way you're handling your life. Now, how it affects your career is this. If you do not have a positive mindset, okay, your career is going to be stagnant. It's going to stay where it is, and you're going to start to hate it. And you will want to quit, and you want to find someplace else to work. Okay. Now, for example, if you're, let's just take the majority of people that work here, they work at call centers. And I label all call center agents kangaroos. And why kangaroo? Because they jump from call center to call center. But why? Because of the toxic situation that they're in. However, I tell these agents, I said, no matter where you jump to, the grass is not always greener on the other side. You're going to run into the same politics, the same kind of atmosphere, the same type of toxic niches that these groups of call center agents have. But if you want to be successful in your career in the call center, you need to work through all that negativity because eventually you're not going to be an agent anymore. Who wants to stay as an agent? Maybe you want to be a floor manager or a team leader or operations manager or even a site manager. You go starting at $15,000 to $20,000 a month, and then if you stay focused and positive in your career, then next thing you know, in 2-3 years, you're the site manager going from 20,000 to 300,000 pesos per month as a site manager. Stay focused on your goals to achieve them, and put earplugs on. Block out all the negativity and all the toxicity in your place that you're working at, with your career. Now, if your career is not going where you want it to go, there's no reason to tell people this. As I said, I'll keep repeating. You want one life to live. You want to stay in negativity? That's up to you. But if you want to get back, go to a place that has more positive, you want to reestablish yourself, and you have developed a good new positive mindset, then move to another place and stay there. Get where you want to go. But don't go backwards. You start as you're an agent, you become a team leader or whatever, a QA manager, and then you want to move to another place, but they're only going to start you as an agent again. No, no. Do not go backwards in your career. Stay positive. Stay where you are. You're an HR manager. Become an HR manager at your next location, and then improve on that. Then the next thing you know, you're a operations manager. So a lot of things, a positive mindset will help with your career if you set up your mindset in the proper way and your focus. Too many people live in other people's expectations. As I said, you're gonna have peers and people say, that person, she's so positive, so good, she's so good looking, she's so smart. I'm never gonna be like that. And you know what? You're right. You're never gonna be like her. You gotta be like you. Okay?
Yes, Doctor. How can we create, because we're talking about positive mindset, how can we create it, and, apply it into our life?
Okay. Okay. Like I said, there are so many resources, books, videos, YouTube, just like I showed those things there. If you wake up and you listen to that and it gets you started for the day, we're going to watch another video also to keep a good positive mindset and how you approach life. All those things are part of what I said earlier about practice. It doesn't happen all that. I can't just, tell you, boom, you're a positive mindset. No, it takes time to develop. You must try to take a look at everything that's going on in your life and in a positive light. It's not just, oh God, I gotta get on the jeepney to get to work again. I hate sitting next to all these people, and and I hate it. It's so hot and miserable. And then instead of getting on the jeepney, oh, these jeepneys are fun. Change your outlook on these jeepneys are fun. I like it. Here's my fare, and soon I'm going to be at work. Never mind the jeepney. It's a means to get to where you want. That's where they're paying you. Okay, look at everything positive instead of negative. And as I said, it's so easy. Less muscles are used when you smile than when you frown. If you smile all day, people might think you're crazy, but some people may smile back. And the majority of people smile back. Okay, so
Yeah.
they're going to think, that person's a happy person.
Why do you think, Doctor? Yeah, why do you think that people struggle to reach their goals? Why do you think most of the people, they're having a hard time to, they're having a struggle to reach their goals?
Uh, it's because as we continue talking about the wrong mindset, positive mindset, they're limited. They think that maybe they don't have enough information, their education, they don't have a college degree, and then they start being insecure and say, oh, he's successful because he's got a college degree, he's good looking, and everybody likes him. That's why they reach their goals. And I want to do that too, but I don't know. I'm not so good looking, I'm fat, and I didn't get my college degree. You come up with excuses over excuses over excuses. You can make excuses, but you cannot make money with excuses. That's what I tell people. You're going to keep making excuses. You find a way. Now, if you need guidance to find your way to reach your goals, that's why you would get, with somebody that's positive, that's going to help you move forward. Or, of course, you get with me as a life coach. I guarantee I'll get you to where you need to be going. But, you don't have to hire anybody if you don't have the money, and that's fine. What you need to do is learn about getting a positive mindset to reach your goals. There are a lot of resources out there that you can look up and read and do. But if you're lazy, that's okay too. Okay, find a shortcut. There was I think it was Bill Gates or it might be Steve Jobs. He said that he only hired lazy people. Doesn't make sense, right? He hired lazy people. Why did they hire lazy people? Because lazy people find the shortest way to get things done. Okay, and to get them done. So, just because you're lazy, that doesn't mean you can't do it. Then find out the better way for yourself to get it done, to reach your goal. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
So, how will you motivate, people to achieve their goals?
Well, for me as a life coach, I might be a little pushy. I get to a point that I actually act like a coach. Sometimes I carry a whistle and I blow it like I'm coaching a basketball team. And I used to play basketball in high school and college. And, I coach them in the way and say, stop being lazy, get off your butt, get off the couch, let's do this. You said you were going to complete this task today. What held you back? What's going on? All right, don't do it again. Let's go. See, the motivation can seem pushy and shovey and everything else like that. But, I'm looking at my client like, okay, what you're doing, not doing, and how you're trying to motivate yourself is not working. And that's why I'm here to kick your butt. It's like your parents and your teachers. They're trying to get you to study. They want you to do well. And they're going to get on you. They're going to nag you. They're going to pester you until you get your chores done. Do your homework, okay? Their outcome too is all positive, but you don't see it as positive because they're always reprimanding. And sometimes you get spanking for not doing the things you need to do. Or you get rewarded with a D or an F on your tests and you fail, okay? So they don't look at that as motivation. Teachers want you to do well so you can graduate. Parents want you to do well so you can graduate and find a good job and get the heck out of the house, okay? So there's a lot of different motivation. The motivation that you must instill in yourself, in your personal self, is that what your consequences are if you don't do what you need to do. If you do what you need to do, the consequences are you'll be successful, you reach your goal. If you don't do what you need to do in life to become successful, you have what you have, okay? If you keep doing what you're doing,
So how do you keep, how do you keep being a positive mindset? Having a positive mindset.
that's difficult. And that is the challenge. That is the challenge for every person. Even myself, when I was beginning, I get hit, God, I got to do this again. It's so tiring, so exhausting to do that. And then I take a breath, and you have to do this. You have to find ways to, hesitate, pause in your life. And if there's something that you really hate to do or don't want to do, but you need to do, think about the consequences of not doing it. If just say, I'm so tired, I've done so much today, I don't think I can lift another file to take a look at it on project. But then I take a look at it and I breathe and say, you know what? They said if I finish these 5 files today, then I'll get a bonus. I'll get an incentive. I'll have it done before anybody else is done. They're going to look at me like I'm great. That sounds good. And you self-motivate yourself to be positive again. Sometimes you have to jumpstart yourself. With a coach or with a dear friend or somebody struggling with you and you guys want to work together to reach your goals, each of you banging your heads. It's like, yeah, we got to keep going. Come on, guys. I said it's a team thing. Or you got a coach or you got a mentor that say, hey, you know what, Warren? Get off your butt. Let's do it. You want to be this person, that person. You want to make $1 million, whatever the case may be. You got to do it. It's quit being lazy. You just got to keep going. Somebody keep pushing you forward. A lot of times we can't do it ourselves. And I know.
Yeah, but how do you handle those people who are having a negative mindset?
As I said, the idea is for them to take a look at their life and weigh what they want out of life. Like I was talked about the last segment about drawing up a Benjamin Franklin chart to list down the pros and the cons about themselves. The more times that you look at your chart about what's positive, what's negative, and what your goals are and how you want to reach them, when you want to reach them, is a pick-me-up to keep you on track, to keep you going that way. It's so easy to fall back into being negative. I can't say that in my full day, every day when I wake up, I feel positive, but there's going to be something, and I have patients that tell me such sad stories, and I'm empathizing with them, and I feel sad, and I get depressed myself. And I get negative, but I need to stay positive with my empathy and understand the situation so I can bring them back into the positive way of living and their life so they can move on. I don't like to be stuck. I don't want my patients, I don't want my clients to be stuck either. You need to learn how to move forward in life. Otherwise, you won't enjoy life like you really want to enjoy. I don't think there's one patient or life coach client that I have that doesn't want more out of life than what they have. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm really curious about all these things. People are having sometimes they have something in mind, but they always fail. You know, they always fail to reach their goal. Why is
Right.
that? Why some
Yeah.
people fail to reach their goals?
Okay. Well, yeah, as I say, and I'll keep reiterating this, is there are a lot of people around. A lot of people don't do things by themselves. They're going to have people that are positive. They're going to have people next to them that are negative. They're naysayers. They might be even their closest best friends. No, that won't work. You won't earn money with that. You can't reach that goal. They're going to be those negative people. Then you're going to have some part, oh yeah, you can do it. Just do it this way, this way. And so, then they're caught in between because they trust their best friend and they're thinking the best friend is negative. And then they have these other people that don't know them that well and say, yeah, you can do it. You're positive. Just stay on track. You'll be able to reach your goal. So your mind is like wrestling with this decision. Okay, So what you need to do is you need to step back away from it, take a look at your chart, take a look at how you feel. A lot of people work from taking action from how they feel in their gut. Now, if their gut is telling themselves, my best friend is right, then you probably lean that way. But if your gut is saying, you know what, all this positivity, I like that. I like that feeling better. Then all of a sudden, you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to take a chance. Life is too short. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to do things positive. It's very hard. There's a lot of noise, Reg, out there. There are a lot of people, there are naysayers, negativity. There are a lot of people positive. There are a lot of people in between. I don't know. It could work. Can work. It might work. You have those people that are on the fence. So, it's very hard. But it's really ultimately your decision and how you want to do it. So if you look at it, if I did it his way, is it going to turn out positive? If I did it his way, is it going to turn out positive? If I do it this way, is it going to turn out positive? And then you look at it, her way is saying negative, 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 that's a negative. This person on the fence is saying could work, could not work, that's not positive, that's a negative. Then this person here is saying positive, 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 you know what? I would take the risk and chance on people telling me positive things than somebody that's negative or somebody that doesn't really care or doesn't know. Okay, that's how you have to run your life. Don't let anybody else run your life. You have control. You have full control.
Yeah.
And that being said, I think we reached the midpoint. I'd like everybody to watch this real quick video, and it'll depict what you need to really think about in your daily life. So if Lynn has got that queued up, I'd like everybody to watch this really quick video.
It's easy to go through life holding on to things that are weighing us down. Guilt, resentment, doubt, worry. The problem is when we allow these things in, they're taking up space for the good things that should be there. Imagine your life is like a container. You were created to be filled with joy, peace, confidence, creativity. But if you allow worry in, it pushes out the peace. There's not space for both. You can't go above 100%. You have a limited amount of room. If you allow guilt to take up space, that's space that you don't have for the confidence you need. And the reason some people don't enjoy their lives is because their container, their heart is contaminated with so many things. They have 10% worried, stressed out over their job, 12% bitterness, mad at their neighbor, 20% guilt, beating themselves up for past mistakes, 9% jealousy, their coworker is more beautiful, They don't realize 70% of their container is negative. They wonder why they don't have joy, creativity, passion. They only have room for 30% of what they should have.
Since we know that right now you are not living your highest vision of yourself. Now, having seen the differences between where you are and where you want to be, begin to change. Consciously change your thoughts, words, and actions to match your grandest vision. This will require tremendous mental and physical effort. It will entail constant, moment-to-moment monitoring of your every thought, word, and deed. It will involve continued choice-making, consciously. This whole process is a massive move to consciousness. What you will find out if you undertake this challenge is that you've spent half your life unconscious. That is to say, unaware on a conscious level of what you are choosing in the way of thoughts, words, and deeds until you experience the aftermath of them. Then when you experience these results, you deny that your thoughts, words, and deeds had anything to do with them. This is a call to stop such unconscious living. It is a challenge to which your soul has called you from the beginning of time.
Give no place to guilt. Give no place to worry. Give no place to bitterness. It can't come in and automatically take over. You control what's in your container. You control what you think about, what you choose to allow in. And we all have negative emotions, negative feelings. But you have to make the choice. I'm not going to give this jealousy, this bitterness, this anger, valuable space and let it poison my life. I'm going to protect what I allow in me. And every morning when we wake up, we need to empty out anything negative from the day before. Somebody offended you at work. They didn't treat you right. It's easy to let that offense stay. Feels good to carry around a grudge. But you have to be disciplined. Say, no, I am not giving this offense any room. I am not going to let it sour my day. They hurt you once. Don't let them continue to hurt you by holding on to the offense. Being offended is not harming them, it's harming you. It's taking up space you need for the good things that move you toward your destiny. Or you wake up in the morning and thoughts of worry come. How are you going to pay your bills? What if the medical report's not good? You'll never get out of this problem. Don't allow that in.
Do you want your life to take off? Begin at once to imagine it the way you want it to be and move into that. Check every thought, word, and action that does not fall into harmony with that. Move away from those. When you have a thought that is not in alignment with your higher vision, change to a new thought then and there. When you say a thing that is out of alignment with your grandest idea, make a note not to say something like that again. When you do a thing that is misaligned with your best intention, decide to make that the last time.
Every morning, empty out the guilt, empty out the word, empty out the discouragement. And when the impurities come, when the infection comes, don't let it stay. Let it pass on through. Keep your heart pure. If you do this, I believe and declare you're going to step up to a new level with more joy, more peace, more favor, healing, wholeness, the fullness of your destiny.
Yes, we're back. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a nice video regarding the positive mindset and how do we learn how to accept our rejections. That is
Okay,
the
all right.
video. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, rejection is one of the stepping stones or obstacles everybody has in their life on a daily basis. There's going to be rejection, whether, somebody doesn't like the way you look or the way you dress, or, your partner says something to the effect that, why are you working so late? And all these negative objections and rejections of how you control and what you do in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You really have to keep in mind this when you hear rejection. Right? Those people are forming their own opinions and their own, what they see in you is what is their own opinion. If you let what other people say to you, all the negative and all the rejections and objections that you might hear on a daily basis, you let that affect you, who has the control? Them or you? Think about that. When you feel
Yes.
hurt, okay, or you feel that somebody doesn't like you, that kind of a negative emotion, when you feel that emotion, okay, is that you're living in their expectations, or is that how you really feel? If somebody says to you, you're not smart enough, really? Think about it. You might say, wait, I'm a college graduate. I know I'm smart enough. Oh, maybe you're not a college graduate. I've been doing this for a while. I know what I'm doing. I'm smart enough. Who is he or she to tell you that you're not smart enough? Who is he or she to tell you you don't look good? Who is he or she that tells you you cannot reach your goals? That's their thinking, not yours. Unless you take their thinking and make it yours, then it is so. Okay? So if they're thinking you cannot do things and all these negative things, and what is their result? Their result is negativity. Their result is not reaching goals. Is that what you really want in your life? Think,
Mm-hmm.
think, think before you start rebelling or rebutting what they're saying and negativity. That helps no one. Do not stoop to anybody else's level but your own. If you're positive, you need to be talking to people that are positive. That's positive. And you might even say to them, if they say, what, you're never going to reach your goal, or you're never going to be able to achieve that. You might ask them this question: why do you say that? And they're going to have to come up with a reason. They may be just saying that because they don't want you to reach your goal. Okay, and then they say, you're not smart enough to understand that. Why did you tell me that I'm not smart enough? How do you know I'm not smart enough? They may not even come back with an answer. And when they don't, and a lot of times they don't come back with an answer, they're just saying it because they're jealous, insecurity, they're envy. There may be a lot of reasons, but whatever the reasons is, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you move on from that rejection. If
Mm-hmm.
you let it affect your life, that means you're living their life and not your own. That's what I'm going to tell you. When you let rejection and negativity control your life, which is not coming from you, then you're living their lives and not your own. Live your own life, people. Okay? Stop looking and living in others' expectations. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you're 4'5" and you want to be an NBA, strive for it. I don't care. You go and do the best you can be to become the best basketball player that you can ultimately ultimately be, because you love doing what you're doing. You love playing basketball. Just do it. Just do it. Never mind what everybody else says. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
next question, if you have one.
So, how does someone create a positive mindset on their own?
On their own, well, as I said, there are a lot of resources. You can Google, how can I develop my own personal positive mindset? You will not believe. In less than a fraction of a
Help
second,
themselves.
there's a myriad of books and tapes and videos that you can watch. There's another thing. If people believe in subliminals, and a subliminal could be music, it could be watching a film or whatever, and it's a hidden message that if you watch a video or if you listen to some music that have subliminal messages, and you can look for them in YouTube that have positive affirmations, positive things, and then slowly but surely, if you listen to them for like 3 to 4 weeks, your mind will start reacting to the suggestions of being positive and doing the right things and getting rid of the negativity. And that's a training and practice that your subconscious mind is listening to. You can even listen to something like that, turn it on before you go to bed. And then in the morning, and the way you can see that works for you is that you'll see your life start to change in a more positive way. So there are a lot of different ways to create your own positive mindset. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but doctor, how can you, how can you advise? I mean, how can you handle those people who are really having a negative mindset? You know, how will you handle those people who can't accept their rejections or their failures?
Okay. All right. Well, a person that so I'm not saying they stay behind this curtain, and because they have such a deep insecurity about living life to the more fullest, because they stay negative, and that is actually a product of their history. If their family members, parents, siblings, close friends, always telling them negative, 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 it's very hard in the beginning to have
Yeah.
them switch all the negativity off to start thinking positively. So
Mm-hmm.
in those cases, and uh, in my therapy, there has to be a slow introduction of what positive mindset. It has to be slowly. It you will you hope you. I'm always empathizing with people that are stay in the negative. They can't seem to reach
Mm-hmm.
out, to get beyond their deep, deep, deep hole. They keep climbing, but they keep landing back down,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually they quit and they just stay in their hole. They stay in the type of life that they're so used to living.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a gradual thing, and it takes time to get them to start thinking a little bit better. So by introducing things in their thought patterns, like, wouldn't it be nice one day if you could smile? Do you think you can try
Mm-hmm.
to smile? And it just takes those little things. Little thing. What is it? What is your favorite food? And they say ice cream. Oh, wow. Would you like to go get some ice cream? Or how about going out? What's your favorite flavor? You find all these little things that they like, or they might want to try, like smiling. When they watch something funny, even though they're recluse and they're at home, when you watch something funny, does it make you laugh and make you smile? See, isn't it a good feeling when you laugh and
Doctor,
smile? So it's a slow, gradual
still
thing. Slow, gradual. Right there, I'm losing you. Connection froze. Len, are you there? Can you hear me? We're waiting for Reg to come back into our conversation. Okay, there you are. I can see you now. Okay, there was some
yes.
lag. Yeah, we lost you for a minute.
Yeah, we lost. I lost you also in a minute. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I don't know if you caught that, Reg, but actually, in summary, what I meant was for those people that have been pretty much living a negative, 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 negative life and
Mhm.
they're recluse. For me, working with them is a slow process to make them realize the smaller things in life so they can feel some joy, some
Mhm.
happiness in small doses. And once they accept that, then they accept bigger doses of positivity. And eventually, and this is what's amazing about those people that are so negative and in such a deep hole. Once I get them to that positive state that they're happy and they can't help, they go through their day and they can't stop smiling and they're feeling good about
Yeah.
them. You know what? They don't go backwards anymore. They don't want to feel like they felt before. They want to stay feeling good. It's such a natural high to be doing good in your life. I don't mean that you're rich and that you have everything in the world and you be able to travel and you have the perfect relation. No, I mean the inner feelings of what you feel inside. Like, I'm positive. I feel good about myself. You know what? I am good looking. I am smart. When I get a person to feel that way, oh, the sky's the limit. I can get them involved with any kind of business that they love or career, and then they shoot They shoot for the moon, they become very wealthy and very happy and satisfied with their life. But those so deep in there, it's hard to dig them out. So what you do is you give them little doses at a time, so they can start feeling it and enjoying it little by little. Because if I hit them all at one time, no, you got to think positive. Because if you think positive, they're going to be overwhelmed and say, you know what, I can't handle it. I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
I have to give them, just like the elephant. Remember, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Okay, one bite at a time, real small bites. Okay.
Mhm. How exactly is the gratitude journal helpful?
All right. Okay. This is how. That's another technique and method, and also it is a therapy to keep you on track with a positive mindset. When you can take out a notebook or like a journal or anything that will help you keep track of your daily life. Now, at the end of your day, you're going to the act of writing into your journal is to write down everything that happened to you that day. If you're in a positive mindset, if you're living in a positive way, you're going to notice that all the things that you did and experienced were all positive. Now, there are going to be some negative things, like my boss yelled at me because I didn't finish a project. You're going to write those down too. But watch and see when you journal and you start reading through, it's like your own biography. You're going to see that most of the things you're running through are more positive. So it keeps your subconscious mind in track when they see you reading it and writing it and experiencing your daily life to keep you on a positive track. Because you're going to smile. And at the end of the day, if everything was positive, you're going to smile. Hey, I had a great day. And looking forward to tomorrow. And my plan for tomorrow is this. So you can actually pre-plan, like tomorrow I'm going to wake up, I have a meeting with the board tomorrow, and I'm going to meet these executives, and we're going to put through a proposal that's going to help them and help us. And everything's going to be a great day today. Close your book, go to sleep, wake up refreshed, and start your day again positively. At the end of the day, you journal again. Now, most of my patients, I have them journal. It's very important that they keep track of everything that's happening in their life, to look at anything negative and positive and write it down. Your subconscious mind is the control center, as I spoke before, of everything that happens in your life. When you take a hold of a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper and actually writing, your subconscious mind is actually like a supercomputer. It's memorizing everything that you've gone through today. So you will remember all the positive and good feelings that you have. And that's the accomplishment. That's the goal of journaling. Okay.
Yeah. So, but Dr. Warren, some we don't manipulate people, right? So we just encourage people in such a way for them to be positive. But how can we handle those people who are already, close-minded?
Mhm.
There are people who are really close-minded. They don't listen to anyone, but they just listen to them, to themselves. So how can you handle that?
Well, that question gets asked to me a little bit too, because they have to, especially in a business or even in a career, and they have to deal with people that you have to get them to open up in order to make a project work, or you want to sell them on something, and they just refuse to accept that what you're offering will help them because they feel like they don't need any help. I can do it myself, no matter what you say, no matter what you do. Okay, no matter how you want to tell me, I am just going to stay closed off and not communicate with you at all. But you need them to communicate with you. You need them to talk to you in order for you to further your career or further your business, etc. And then, of course, if you're asking favors and donation, whatever, and you get these closed off people and they have a lot of money, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of instances where people are very guarded. They don't like to be told anything because their way is their own way. Anybody else's way is the highway. They don't do it. Now, how do you deal with that? Okay, it is not as difficult as people believe it is. Okay, a lot of times those people that are closed off have high egos, a lot of pride.
Yes,
They think their life is perfect, and that's great. How do you open up somebody like that? You need to show gratitude and appreciation and respect, and you have to, you have to almost congratulate them because you think they have a perfect life. And here's what I mean. Somebody's closed off, you need them to open up, you need them to answer a question, or you'd like them to get involved. You say to them, Jim, I really admire you. Right? And I want to be like you. I want that positive, secure, proud person like you. I really envy you that you are. Guess what happens? When somebody that's closed off hears somebody praising them, they're going to be like, what? This young man is smart. He knows who I am. It's good. I'm going to talk to him. Well, Warren, here's what I'm all about. And then they start talking. You're gonna be positive with them. Wow, that's terrific. That's great. You say positive things then. That's terrific. It's great. I can't wait till I reach that plateau. Anything that you can make them feel good. And guess what happened? Their guard drops. Their guard drops.
I'm confused. Yeah, because there are some people.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay. No, because there are people who are having a hard time, to share their thoughts, their feelings, and all that. They're becoming so reserved in a way. How can you encourage that kind of person that they're feeling down? I mean, like they it seems that they are really against all odds. So how can you encourage that kind of person to be open and to have a positive mindset, that that his mind is already occupied of being a negative mindset?
Okay. All right. Just like I said, the method I just explained actually works in that way as well. When somebody's closed-minded, negative, and they don't want to communicate with anyone,
Yes.
they're recluse, they just don't talk to anyone. You need to find out something about that person. And even if you don't know anything about this person, you can ask simple, nice, kind questions as opposed to, and another thing too, if when two people or a group of people are standing in the same room, you can feel the tension. You can feel who is open and who is closed. And when you spot the person that's closed off, and I usually do this, and anybody can do this, you can feel the vibe. It's like an aura that everybody has. It's a natural electrical field that everybody has. Some shields are harder to break than others. The ones that are closed off, to get closer to them, sometimes it's not a matter of getting close because they don't like it. They reject somebody getting too close. Don't come close to my space. I'm not going to communicate. So it's a matter of sometimes it's nonverbal communication that will open up a person. For example, you look that way, she spots you, she looks into your eyes, and you give them a light, nice smile. Like saying hi. Then, there's no way somebody that's like that won't respond. They either respond by a smile or their eyes will say, I acknowledge them. Right? So that's a breakthrough. It's small little things like that that will open up somebody that's closed off. It takes time. You cannot just walk up to a person and say, you know what? I see that you're sad and so negative and everything. I'm a positive person. I'm going to make you feel good. It won't work. It does not happen that way. It will never happen that way. However, from a distance in a social situation or even on a one-on-one or a small group situation, you get to know them by small little actions like smiling. You're going to find, watch what happens. And I've done this experiment a number of times. You watch what this negative person does. They get a light smile, just to say hello with my eyes and my mouth, to say hello. Then when you're moving around in the group, okay, and you're standing around, you're talking, you're sitting in your chairs, they start to be closer to you because they feel some kind of connection. It's almost like a miracle. They spend so much. And then once they get closer, then you can just really quickly say, hi. Yep, just hi. And if they respond, they may say hello, or they might say hi. Oh, that's a breakthrough. You thought this person was negative, they've been sort of open. As I said, just like the elephant, right? Things need to be approached. The big thing, one step at a time. If you're overbearing, it won't work. Okay? Some people like somebody that's aggressive because they want to talk to them. But you can tell when you smile at somebody you think is cool, they smile back. They might even say hello, hi. Then you say, hi, she's not as quiet as recluse as we thought she'd be. It's easy to talk to that person. But if somebody takes a little time, you have to take time. You can't rush an emotion. You can't rush a feeling. You can't rush a reaction either. Okay?
How can you handle also those people who are always looking back? There's always people that they always look back on the past.
They're living in the past because they have nothing else to hold on to. In the present, there's nothing to hold on to. So they always live in the past. Oh, no, you know what? I tried that before, and it doesn't work. Oh, you know what? If I feel happy like that, you know what? Something's going to make me sad. They hold on to what they have experienced because they have nothing to look forward to in the present and going into the future. So, you need to befriend somebody like that. You need to get to know them better. And so that way you can, have them understand that the world and their life has more to it than what they're living. Okay? And you can be a friend. Say, hey, why are you holding on to that so much? That's a negative thing. There's so much life to live. As I said, this is the first day of the rest of your life. You only have one chance at this. Stay negative, or do you want to keep moving forward and find out good things that can happen? Okay?
So how can you help?
You have to be kind, and you have to be a friend. You want to communicate better with people and your group of people, or you want to make new friends and stuff like this, be open. Show them that the world, is their oyster. It's got so much to offer. Okay?
All right. Yeah, before we proceed to other topics that we have, let's have a commercial break.
Okay.
Kumusta uwi mo dyan, anak?
Yeah, so we're back regarding our positive and our
Amen.
negative
It's more
mindset.
fun in the Philippines. That's why I'm here. I love it here. I love it here. Um, before you go into the next question, Rich, there are seven principles or seven philosophies that I live by pretty much all my life. And I want to just discuss one or at least say one of the principles that I live by and I try to get people I know, whether it's patients, friends, clients, to understand that this philosophy or this principle in life is probably pretty key in order to live a successful life, a positive mindset. Okay.
Mhm.
And the philosophy says this is nothing is worth it if it doesn't make you happy. Okay. If it doesn't make you happy or make you better, don't make time for it. Now, before any of you jump on this, and have any discrepancy about what I'm trying to say, let me clarify nothing is worth it if it doesn't make you happy. That means if it doesn't make you happy now while you're doing it, or if it isn't going to make you happy as a result of doing it, it most likely is not worth it. Just about everything worth fighting for is going to require a real fight to win a great prize. You will have to suffer and sacrifice for almost anything worthwhile in life. But you should ask yourself this question about everything you do in your life. Does it does this make you happy? If the answer is no, ask yourself, will the sacrifice I am making lead to a more happiness in the long term? If not, you should let it go. Right? There are so many people that are trying to convince people to do this and do that. The scams financially people are running into here in the Philippines and around the world. It's the same. I am upset about these financial scams that's going on here in the Philippines. It's taking the livelihood of people. People are very convincing. They are very manipulative here. And the pandemic has a lot to do with that because people take advantage of people that are in desperate needs. And they figure if they give 100, they're going to get 1,000, or if they give 1,000, they're going to get 10,000, and so on, and et cetera. And it so happens they take the money and they don't get any of it in return. The cybercrime division here, Philippines and FBI, are having a very difficult time trying to fight this type of
Dr.
scam.
Warren,
Yeah.
yes. What is the psychological definition of goal setting?
The psychological definition of goal setting is that it is a process. Okay, it is not. There's no clear definition of you know achieving your goals. The definition would be that I would tell people that it is a process. It is a step by step, gradual thing in order to reach your goals. Psychologically, that means your mind has to be in tune and balanced for what actions you take in order to achieve your goal. Okay? So psychologically, you can be negative, but you will not reach your goal. But psychologically, if you're positive, you will reach your goals easier. And sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it's faster. And it's completely up to you. How you take action to reach your goals and the timeline that you put on reaching your goals is up to you. Psychologically, if you set in your mind that you want to reach your goals in 30 days, it'll happen in 30 days. Psychologically, if you say, I'm never going to reach this, it might take me forever. Guess what? You're absolutely right. It'll take you forever to reach your goals because that's what you tell your mind. That's your psychological base for everything that you do.
But what is a SMART goal?
All right. The SMART goal involves 5 parts. Okay. Let me bring that definition so I can explain each part of that. SMART is actually an acronym, okay, in psychology that we use to help people um,
Yeah, to those are for our
SMART
televiewers,
actually
if you
stands
have
for
some
specific,
questions, yes,
specific,
just
measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Okay, so the SMART goal is also it's an acronym that depicts your steps towards reaching your goal. Specific. You need to specifically name your goal. Like for instance, if you have a business, I want my business to be making 500,000 pesos per month. So that's specific. So you set that. That's your goal. It's measurable. So you're saying you want to reach that 100,000, whatever, 500,000 in a month, in 3 months' time, or in 6 months' time. So that's measurable, achievable. So it's not unreasonable that your business, if you sell something for 300 pesos each, that a number of sold every day will reach your goal, on a regular basis, consistent basis, in 3 months to 6 months. Okay, and then time bound. That means you definitely will see that you've reached your goal at that certain moment in time. So psychologically, the SMART goal is organized. You're organizing your steps to reach your ultimate goal. And if people will follow the SMART type of goal setup, I have never in my life had anybody fail at it. You just have to
mhm,
work at it. You cannot be lazy. You have to work at it. Okay?
yeah. Is achieving your goal easy?
Oh no. Okay. Now, if it were easy, I probably wouldn't be here. If it were easy, everybody would be multimillionaires, right? Yeah. If it
Mm-hmm.
was easy, everybody and anybody can do it. Can you make it easy? Yes, you can make. The word easy is it defines something that can be done in a more leisurely way. It doesn't mean that it'll happen fast. Okay, so easy doesn't mean fast necessarily. Easy can be, I enjoy doing this, and every day I'm reaching my goals, and I'm going to have what I want to have in a certain amount of time. That's easy. That's an easy way of
Yeah.
approaching achieving your goals. Okay.
How can you motivate a person with too much ego?
Oh boy, you know, uh, one thing, a lot of people with those types of egos um, oh, are over exaggerating what they really do have in their life. A lot of times, when you have those people with those high egos, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. They seem exuberant, they seem successful and overly happy and very accommodating. They help and everything. And when I get those types of clients that come to me and they say, everything's going great, but why do I feel like crap? So behind
Mm-hmm.
closed doors, the relationship is not doing so good. Or they say, according to the public, they have 100 million pesos in the bank. The guy is a multimillionaire, but come to find out, he has debts over 200 million. So, what you read and what you hear about what the person's going through is not necessarily what a person is. A person with an ego like that wants to be boastful usually
Mm-hmm.
are not humble and don't show gratitude. That means that ultimately, in my experience, are hiding something that's very, very negative. So I don't say that you don't respect somebody like that. All I'm saying is, you can't believe everything you hear, read, and see. Be careful about those type of people because they can be very manipulative as well. Okay, you take it with a grain of salt, and then you took to the person. You know what? You're doing great. That's terrific. You're doing great. And they say, "Yeah, don't you admire me?" Well, I respect you. I'm doing okay myself too. And you move on. Don't
Yeah.
live in envy. Say, I want to be a movie star like Reg. Reg is so beautiful. I want to be like Reg. No one can be. No one can be Reg. No one can be Dr.WARREN either. Okay, they want to be like us, and that's okay, but they cannot be us. Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of people, that, when you ask them, they're, when you say, are you okay? And they're saying that, yeah, they are okay. But deep within them, there are, um, deep within them, you can sense and you can feel that they are not okay. So how can you motivate that, that person, for you to, for them to try to be open on, the real feelings that they have, because some people are really having a hard time to express themselves. It's hard for them to express their thoughts, you know
Okay.
so how can we motivate or encourage that person, you know um, to be open on their, to try to share their feelings and their thoughts?
Well, the one question that really opens up to really find out the deep feelings of what's going on, if a person you think and you can feel that they're hiding something, they seem okay, they seem
Yeah.
happy, but by the way their tone is, there's something else going on. So, what can you
Yeah.
ask that person to have them open up a little bit? You're going
Mhm.
to ask them, you look like you're doing great. What have you been doing? What is it that you're doing to make you feel so good? I want to feel this good too. Then they're going to say, well, it's okay. I've been having some issues with my partner. I've been having some issues with my career. I've been having issues with my business. It's not making. See, they will start telling you, oh, no, 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 don't look at me so high and mighty because I'm not really there because I'm having some issues. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm doing great. Is there anything I can help you? So we can do things together or do things together or I can help you out. See, when somebody opens her heart and is offering some kind of support, people like that or that are hiding something, that's what they're begging for. They're begging for somebody to reach out and please help me. I don't know how to explain it. I'm always a good, happy person, but you can sense if you know the person that there's something going on. You say, hey, you know what? You look like you're doing great, even though you know it's negative. And tell me what's going on with you. You seem so positive. They're going to tell you the truth. They're going to be a friend. Well, Reg, to tell you the truth, this is what's going on. Blah 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 blah. Okay, that's how you
uh,
get people. Ask them what's going on with them.
there's
You say,
also,
look, ask them what's going on.
yes, Dr. Warren, there's also some situation that, it seems that you understand each other already, but there are situations that that person that you always, sometimes you always clash, in every point of views. You always clash. Why is that? Why, even though the communication is open, even though that, it seems that he understand everything as what, as what the other party said, but how come it turns out that, at the end of the situation or the scenarios, and then, they always clash? Why is
Oh,
that?
well, why is that? As uh, it's harder to understand rather than trying to figure it out. And you know what? That happens a lot in business and it happens a lot in the
Mhm.
career. You could be brainstorming an idea or you're discussing business in a certain way. And not everybody in the room is going to agree with everybody. They may sound like they agree, but
Mhm.
there is going to be that tension and animosity that's going to build up and say, wait a minute. I have this already set up, and now we're discussing other ways to do it a different way. I don't like to hear that, So you start clashing. They won't say it, but it's like, what I find out, it's supposed to be this way, and it's not going to be as easy as this person is saying it's going to be that easy, and then there's going to be that tension that builds up. Okay. And sometimes it's unavoidable. And
Mhm.
sometimes you need to get that meeting over with or get that discussion over with so you can take a step back and think about what was discussed and then have another meeting again. But the approach to the meeting or approach to the discussion has to be different this time. It's like, you might want to ask that person that is combating you or rebutting everything, your thoughts, and what you want to discuss, that will still not open up to your way of thinking or your ideas, you might ask them and say, well, the question is, how did you find out what you found out so I can understand? Because maybe I'm a little bit confused. Okay, and then if you can explain that, maybe we can discuss it further. If not, let me tell you what I found out. Well, let me tell you how I know what I know. And then you could tell me if this matches or if this works or if I'm completely wrong, where my resources are wrong. So now you're going to open it up. Now that person needs to give details of what her thinking is. Because it may not be what she's thinking is correct. And sometimes it's the subtle correction that helps make for a better conversation. I don't know how to answer that easily, Reg, because a lot of that happens a lot. Now, socially, it doesn't happen so much because it's about being friends, about doing fun things and doing activities together. So that doesn't come up all the time, except for if you have a family thing that you do every year, but this one person says, no, I'm tired of going to Disney World. I want to go to France this year. Disney World's tired, and they're combating that, things like that, that happens in that.
Doctor, yes. How can you handle, how can you handle a person with, who is having a hard time to accept his own mistake? Because there are people that they can't accept their mistakes. They insist what they really want. That they are right. They're always right. So how can you face those kind of person who are always feeling they are always right?
No one likes to be told they're wrong. No one likes that. I'm sure you don't like to be told you're wrong, even though you want to stand on your principles and what you think is right. No one likes to be told they're wrong, even if they're wrong. Okay, so how do you approach that? That's your question. And that's a lot easier than you think. When you have, like I had said before, when you know somebody has told you a procedure or what they found out is XYZ or ABC, and this is how it is, and that's what they believe is right. Then you're going to say, well, I understand it's really, and you're probably correct on that. I researched what you have told us, and in writing, sometimes you have to write it down, or sometimes you have to. Now, this is what I understand. So let me ask you, that doesn't be told you're wrong. Let me ask you, which way is the right, correct way? Here's my resources. This comes from a lawyer. This comes from a businessman. This comes from a consultant. These are the facts. These are the fees. And this is what's got to happen. And according to you, your fees are this, and the process is this, and this, that. Now, which way, where's your resources, is the correct way? Now, if you've done your homework and you know that what you're presenting to this person that doesn't want to take no for an answer or thinks they're wrong, you know you're correct. You've checked with 20 people what your way is correct. This person, they're going to have to admit in a way that your way is right. And this is the way they will respond to that. They're going to say, well, I found this out and I was under the impression that this is all right, but I see there, you know what? I probably left some things out. Let's go with your idea. So they won't admit they're wrong, but they're going to agree with you. You see? So they say they're eager. They say they're proud. It's like, you know what? I found out. I do have the general information. I know I'm right here, but they're more detailed, and that seems to be the way it should work out. Let's go with your idea. So you say face. She saves face. That person saves face, and you still can communicate. So sometimes it's a matter of you bringing up the facts in order to prove your point to the person that's got it wrong. Instead of saying, you know what, you got it all wrong. I'm not going to take your advice. You're just dumb. I don't want to discuss it with you. Now, how would you rather appease this person by saying, you know what, I think you're right and your idea is that, but I just wanted to do some backup research, and this is what I found out. And you present the facts that she cannot deny. she cannot deny the facts. I said, oh, you know what? And she'll agree. I said, you know what? You have more detail. I was just looking at the general thing that we were discussing, and this is pretty much the same, but you have more details. Well, yes, we probably have to do it your way. You see? Face. It's all good.
Yeah, doctor. So how do you handle a self-centered person?
Well, the self-centered person, sometimes it takes, what I call like this. You ever heard this? It's a good slap upside the head. No, I'm just kidding.
That's gonna be so violent in a way. Yeah, but sometimes.
No. Sometimes, when it's self-centered and they just refuse to admit they're wrong, then sometimes you just have to say, I'm not saying you're wrong. You're probably right, but the majority of them have agreed that this process is probably going to be best worked out this way as opposed to what you have presented to them. And that is kind of a slap in the face to somebody self-centered. Say, hey, look, I have more facts. You don't have enough facts. And we're going to go with this one. Sometimes it's a wake-up call. And that's what I call a slap up the head. Say, look, I know you searched it, but you didn't do enough work to find out what the true facts are about what happened. Sometimes people can be very stubborn, and they're set in their ways, but sometimes they need a wake-up call. As I call it, a slap upside the head. Okay?
It's really hard to, it seems that it's really hard to, to maintain a positive mindset in such a way. But how do we maintain a positive mindset with regards to that?
But, it's hard. When somebody's so negative and so self-centered like that and so set in their way, they hate people that have positive mindset. They hate it. And that's your revenge.
The world.
They
have so many anger and grudges inside them. Why is that? Why there are so many people that they have, it seems that they have, when they act, it seems that everything's okay, they are fine. But deep within them, they have so many grudges and anger inside them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then psychologically speaking, those people have such deep concerns, and they need to release. They need to let go of a lot of that inside negativity, anger, and they don't know how. They don't know how to release it. They need to talk to people, and sometimes it takes a good friend not to point it out, but to say to this person, I get the sense something's disturbing you. Would you like to talk about it? And then let them talk. If they say, well, the other day, and last week, and last month, and, a couple of years ago, this has always been bothering me. It's been on my mind. When you get a person, you can be your own psychologist or your friends, close friend. When you get a person that is a friend of yours and you appreciate them, that they've helped you out in some ways, but they're still self-centered, real angry, and that's just the way they are. Sometimes it's a matter of you opening your arms, accepting who they are, and letting them spill their guts and talk about it. Because the more people, psychologically, the more people get their anger out and express their feelings, cry, laugh, get angry, the more they release that, the better they start to feel. It's kind of a miracle thing in psychology. The more I get my patients and my clients to talk about what's bothering them, the more they're releasing it, because they're going to think, what, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really affect my life. Then they start feeling a sense of relief, self-relief. And you didn't do nothing but ask them.
So are you saying that no matter what, we have to still to maintain our positivity and being positive in some way?
Always. You've heard this before. Everybody says it. You be the better man. You be the better man. Do not lower yourself to anybody else's anger, upsetness, negativity. When you do that, they have control over you. Stay in control. Be the better person. Always be the better person. Okay.
Yes, always be a better person. Yes, it looks like we have a few minutes left and we are running out of time. Yeah, and
Okay.
so much, a lot of topic that, we have to discuss, but, seems that we have only a little time. Anyway, anything to say to our audience, Dr. Warren?
Yeah, I think we touched on a lot of good points from the last episode and this episode about creating a positive mindset and taking a step towards achieving your goals.
Yeah.
And I believe that the next segment that we're going to segue into is what are the real practical steps you need to take in order to reach your goal. Now, and I didn't touch on specifics, but I will take a look at a few types of businesses and careers so I can
Mm-hmm.
give you real life, real time, real practical examples of taking steps to reach your goals in the next episode. So, I appreciate everybody listening in. If you have any personal questions that you would like to ask me personally, you can contact me on my email, drwarrenpk at lifecoachsuccessforever.com. If you need to know the spelling of that, contact the station. They have my email, they have my website. Contact me. All my consultations are free. If you decide to get a life coaching package, I can make it. It's very, very affordable and very easy to get involved with me so I can help you and guide you on positive life. That's all I got to say, Reg. And
All
I
right.
thank you. And I thank everybody for listening in. Okay?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Warren. Yeah, so learning never exhausts the mind. And the beautiful thing about learning is that nobody can take it away from you. Yeah, so I would like to express my appreciation to our televiewers. Yeah, it's really an honor to be with you all. And to our wonderful guest today, Dr. Warren, Christopher Piquet, thank you so much for the wonderful, topic that we have today. And please follow us on our show at 98.4lovefm.org. Uh, Kindly mark your calendar also for our next episode. On July 23, we'll be having a bartending 101 for alcohol awareness. Yeah. And I would like to thank you, Len and DJ Kelly, for navigating for today, for helping me, for this show. And thank you for our sponsor, um, for our posters and banners. Yeah, thank you, Aaron of Ace GFX team. Yeah, for our very nice banner and posters that we're having. Yeah, and once again, this is Reg Rodriguez. Thank you and God bless to all.
Bye bye.
Bye.